Hello everybody, welcome to SMOD Redux Part 3. We're going to go on to Route Kanal in a second. First I'm going to describe these wonderful options that you saw in Part 1 and I said I'd describe them now. So here we go. If you don't give a flying fuck, feel free to skip ahead. In fact, if I remember rightly, I'll put a little thingy up so you can skip it. Anyway, these, I don't believe in all versions of SMOD these appear up on the main menu. I think on some earlier versions, especially SMOD Original, I believe you had to enter these via console. This is a lot more intuitive though, kind of. You click on them and the buttons are fiddly. Take 2 seconds to update, very weird. Gotta wait 2 second command. Anyway, SMOD effects level, this just is a few post-processing effects that the mod adds. Not too intrusive, under most circumstances I believe. I've got them on very high at the moment. If when you click on it, it just goes right to the next option, and it will take me at least 6 seconds to get back. And that's 6 seconds wasted. Skill level. Skill level is separate from this difficulty here. While this affects, weapon damage and enemy health, I believe. This changes, I believe, the amount of enemies, their variety, and a few other level gimmicks. I've got mine set on medium. It goes up to nightmare, which is nightmarish. Gameplay style is 3 of these. There's realistic, default, and SMOD. Default and SMOD don't have too many differences. There's 2 key differences, and I'll tell you one now. And that is the removal of the long jump module, which I find curious because you retain all other suit abilities. We're going to start on SMOD for this chapter, and I'm going to change it to default. Realistic is akin to SMOD Tactical, another SMOD shoot-off, which is kind of weird because SMOD Tactical is quite akin to Rainbow Six. Makes it weird it retains the name SMOD, which is a mod known for being absolutely over the top and crazy, rather than this slow, very difficult shooter. And perhaps ironically, realistic mode is pretty damn easy in this one, despite being closest to tactical, the hardest SMOD mod. Oh, I have screwed up and I've wasted time. There's 6 seconds gone. We have Gore and Blood level. Gore and Blood level is the Gore and Blood level. We have ours. I had mine on very high, and I'm going to set it back to very high. It actually makes the game easier, I'll describe why later on. We have Ragdoll type, which goes from I'll just click on these actually, can't remember all the names. Far Cry, which I haven't actually used as of yet. Default, which is Half-Life 2 default. Enhanced, which I think is slightly crazier. Crazy, which is much crazier. Realistic, which is much less crazy. And Action Movie, which is craziest. We're going to use Action Movie because it's funnier. And there's Ragdoll Collide type. There's 3 of these. Collide with everything, which means you can walk into them. They collide with props, physics objects, other such good things like that. We have Half-Life 2 default, which is the low setting. And we have Collide with other ragdolls. We'll put with Collide with other ragdolls for the time being, because I don't want to walk into corpses, after I'm done murdering people. That can get in the way a bit. Got bullet time style. There's Fear style and Max Pain style, which I believe don't really vary too much from the SMOD default. They have post-processing effects, which can be eye-gougingly painful. There's Time Stop, which makes enemies much, much, much slower than default. You're still slower, but them even more so. Script style. Now, the slow-mo in this is much like Max Payne and Fear. Actually, I can't speak for Fear because I haven't played that, sorry. It makes it much like Max Payne in that the bullets are physical objects rather than hit-scan weapons. Script style makes it, slow-mo, but retains the hit-scan weaponry. We're going to use SMOD default. It's a bit more challenging than hit-scan or script mode, but ultimately more rewarding and funner, I believe, in my opinion. We have weapon limits, which is 15, 8, and 1 per category. There is a dedicated drop weapon button in this that, well, actually it's not dedicated right away, you have to bind it yourself. I haven't bound it because we're going to be playing on none, so I can show off more of the weapons. On that note, there is a button that's added in the options screen to give all weapons, kind of like the Impulse 101 cheat. Impulse 101 doesn't actually give you all the weapons in this mod, curiously enough. You have to press that button, and I will do it at some point just to show off everything they've added, because some are ridiculous, but they make the game far too easy for this to warrant a playthrough, I believe. And we have weapon and movement realism level, which I believe makes you run slower, jump lower, and it makes any amount of recoil your weapons have varies dependent on it. On very high, I find weapons nigh uncontrollable, so I've got mine on low, and there it shall remain. So I hope I haven't bored you with all that. I'm going to get to Route Kanal right now, and we get to see the SMOD gameplay in action. And barreling into Route Kanal we go. Gordon is on his way to Black Mesa East for a dental checkup, having not been in 20 years. Now, we're going to meet our first enemies around here. We got jabs, we've got hooks. That guy has a gun, so we'll grab that off him in a second. Like right now. Shit. The landing impact made me lose the gun.
They'll be looking for you now. You'd better run. There's nothing else you can do here.
So now we have a gun. We're going to ignore the grief and moving on for a second. We can iron sight. We can also lean. It's pitch black over here, so let's turn on night vision, which makes everything just as black with a greenish tint. Very handy, that. I don't really use the iron sight. It's only necessary on realism mode where, you know, you don't have a HUD. The crosshairs are perfectly fine. Anyway, because I'm playing on SMOD mode, you'll notice they've been dropping these little golden nuggets. That's, I guess, what they pay the Combine in. And we also have these. These are also unique to SMOD mode. I put it down pretty carefully there, like, the sacred box. Let's break it open. They have headcrabs and money. Sometimes just money. Sometimes headcrabs and money, like that one. But I've never seen one that's just headcrab and no money. It always wants to reward you, I guess. And this is what high gore does. So now that we've done that, I'm going to set us back to default. And let's move on. Now you might be thinking, so is SMOD easy? I mean, you've got all these abilities. Well, no, SMOD is actually really bloody difficult. Or at least it's more difficult than the base game. Because you see, enemies are more numerous most of the time anyway. Oh dear. Dearie me. All those hunter choppers there, they won't be an issue for a little bit. Slightly further back, those ones have lights on them in daylight. Silly bastards. So anyway, the reason this is harder is because enemy spawn locations are randomized and they're more numerous to begin with, so I can't predict where enemies will be before I'm playing. In fact, I've played this chapter many, many times over to get a good recording, and that enemy on that roof, I have never fucking seen that before. Oh, you too, you're new. Oh my. Not to mention, I believe these metrocops are taking more damage than their base game. Let's just use the fact we can jump further for a second. So about the kicking, if you press the kick button again before they're dead... Oh dear. If you press the jump button again before they're... The kick button again before they're dead, rather, it'll cancel the actual attack. So I couldn't watch that guy fly all the way. I was under a bit of stress. Nearly dying and that. We can also lean while we're crouched. In fact, let's go in third person and lean. No actual animation for it as such. But it also means that you are kind of invulnerable because your model technically isn't, you know, there. It's kind of game breaking that. I won't abuse it. I'll abuse everything else, like the slow motion, the kicking, the... Well, I won't abuse the super jump because now we're on normal default mode, which no longer has the damn thing. Which I ain't chuffed about. In fact, I'm going to have my cake and eat it too on that one. You'll see what I mean later on. Let's just shoot these two to death in slow motion. Just watch the bullet fly by. It's a bit of a waste of time, that. So, this weapon, well, the USB. This weapon is actually very handy in slow motion because I'm going to waste some bullets here, but it pretty much fires as fast as I can click. So in slow motion, it's got a pretty damn good rate of fire. Also, it took so long the train has actually stopped. And it does kill metro cops. And I do embarrass myself. It does kill metro cops in just 2 hits. I see that metro cop up on the roof. Metro cup. A cup that's in fashion. Okay, I'll kill him in a second. Oh, I've got some more bullets. I'll make use of those. Oh, going over here has triggered their spawning, so... 2 shots with his pistol will blow up barrels. Use the kick. Run over to the Lambda over here. Now, because I was in... Oh, I'm annoyed about this, frankly, because I get slightly lower down so I can't be shot. Let's realise this was quite problematic. Because I was playing... Because I entered the level on SMOD mode, it's got the random drops as these SMOD crates, which is bad for me. I'll explain, and I'm kind of sad that I can't explain why. yet. Going over here has actually triggered the boundary where these guys will spawn back here. I believe that the bullets in slow motion actually penetrate enemies, so that's nice. Abuse more slow motion. And got killed by a box. Damn it. So, yeah, physics objects can be kind of lethal. The Kick's force is kind of ridiculous as well. I like that about it. Actually, that is an option that is modifiable, but still only through console commands, Kick force. I'll play about with that later on, show you what it's like on maximum. Unless it already is on maximum. Just realised I haven't actually fiddled with a damn thing. Let's not pick this up again, because danger that way lies. Let's just click. Okay. We're gonna just sprint around this corner in slow motion, just skip a bunch of enemies. Because bugger them, really. There we go. The random spawns have actually changed back to default mode. You see, on SMOD mode, all the pickups are these golden coins, nuggets, whatever they're paying the Combine in exactly. And it will be a very short time before I actually explain what money does. I'm just waiting for an enemy to come out here so I can shoot him in the shins. Actually, he's not coming for me. Okay, we'll just ignore that. We'll get right to the next part. Want to land on that pallet there. This section can be a bit tough. No, you'll remember it's a Combine ambush. In slow motion, you get to pull off some pretty fly moves. Throw the Combine for a bit of a super speed loop. Okay, I have jibbed this guy for a very valid reason. Oh dear. Forgot about someone. Forgot about you. Too. This will be twice as long as an average Half-Life 2 Let's Play, by the way, just because of the addition of slow motion. So, you know, strap yourselves in. It's going to be quite a slow ride. So, these things. The health stations, the health dispensers. On SMOD mode, they cost that money. Actually, I'm going to go to SMOD mode now, just to get out of the way. Just so that that useless bit of HUD isn't there. And also... Oh, too much. Also, these don't actually run out in SMOD mode. It's entirely dependent on how much money you have. So let's go back to regular. And that's that. So that's the only way you can recover health. And I'm clicking too much. Also, well, aside from that, you can also eat gibs, which means that gibbing enemies is a very valuable skill, so I can't eat the leg. But yeah, Gordon cannibalizes his enemies for extra health. Can't drink this, though. Probably because it's empty. What am I kicking exactly? Oh. The kick doesn't actually work with Windows. Curious, I never noticed that. Oh well, we've just murdered a whole bunch of metrocops. We're well on our way to saving the world. Sadly though, the random spawns on the map are still the much less helpful crates. I think that'll happen by the next level transition at least. But yeah, the reason I changed over to default mode, well, aside from the fact we're only really losing the high jump module, long jump module, whichever you prefer really. It also makes this section incredibly hard due to how sparse the health dispensers are. And giving enemies, gibs only give you 1 health each. So every enemy doesn't really give you that much health. Not to mention the game is tougher anyway. It's well outside how good I am at the game to be able to pull that off. Let's just skip these enemies here. There should be one up there. Yep. He's not random. He's been there every time. Oh, that one's new, though. Come with me. We will learn together. Let's shoot this one. See if we can kill him before we hit the ground. Nah. Well, we didn't hit the ground. We hit water. You're new, too. Jakers. All sorts of new tricks up your sleeve today. We're going to have an enemy up ahead. Oh, you can see him now, actually. Zombies are kind of different. There are different models of them. Some don't actually have headcrabs on them. Some are entirely new models. Look like more something out of a source mod. I guess because they kind of are. Something around here. Let me demonstrate something about the kick, if those Combine would so kindly stop shooting me. Alright, let's see if I can pull this off. Oh, yeah! Oh. Last time I did that, he exploded. That was a lot less inspiring. He just kind of crumpled over like, oh dear. This is not a good year. Terrible one. Terrible pun. I apologise. Slow motion! Oh, God is right. Or good God, rather. I'm stuck on a physics object. No, it's gone.
Guess those sirens are for you, huh? Good thing you found us.
Taking your money.
You're not the first to come through here by
This is the free man. The Combine's reckoning has come.
Look, we're just a lookout for the Underground Railroad. Main station's right around the corner. They'll get you started on the right foot. Meanwhile, let my Vortigaunt friend here give you a jolt to get you going.
That is all for now.
Be careful now. We really can't afford to get noticed. Civil protection catches you down here, it's bad news for the whole railroad.
We serve the same mystery.
Apologise for hitting him in the shoulder, but on medium and above you can actually kill rebels. Kind of like you were, well, rebels, people on your side. He has a very delayed reaction. I hit you like 5 seconds ago. So the Underground Railroad will be following the route of this for the rest of this chapter. And indeed a little bit longer. And there's a Hunter Chopper closing in on us. He's going to give us a break for a little while. Oh, I didn't want to destroy those boxes actually. I wanted to show something off with them. If you hold them over that flame, they'll eventually break quite violent. Wait, why am I using this? I've got kicks. And the game gives you legs. Use your bloody legs. So, another reason why this game is kind of harder. Well, actually, it depends on if the enemy's random spawning feels like being... Oh, no, wait. Very nice introduction to the barnacle there. I'm kind of showing you his intent. Also, for some reason, there's a very odd graphical glitch with all the barnacles. They seem to take an exactly square kind of upper form in this mod. Doesn't matter. I'm going to have my cake and eat it too as far as long jump module goes. Eat. I kick you in the face and all you can think about is eating this bone. Also, barnacles serve another purpose in this mod. The jibs they drop are nutritious. That's the skull. Well, nutritious is debatable, but 6 health from 1 barnacle. Can't fault that. That's value for killing right there. Couple of skulls. The City 17 canals are a bit of a dump. And, you know, considering that the Combine have kind of fucked over us resource-wise, there's not much water here. Oh dear, you're earlier than I thought. What the... And that's a stealth kill, ladies and gentlemen. He was so surprised he exploded. Is that a new weapon I hear? No, that's an old weapon I hear shooting me. I didn't change us back to normal mode. Oh, jeez. Terrible. Waste of everyone's time. So, those who've played before will know there's a bit of a... There's a bit of an Oh, you're a friendly. Forgot about that. Spawns and all. You're gonna die. And I would watch it, but I'm under a bit of stress at the moment. Let's just use aces. I avenged you though, so in the end, we're all aces. Let's look at... Where the bloody hell... Oh, you're new. Let's ignore him. He had a good position. Oh look, even the flashlight doesn't actually follow your lean. Let's go through here cautiously. Gonna need these. These are... That seems an oddly dramatic cut. Timing, anyway. Oh dear. In slow motion, the game does have a bit of a problem. I do have a minor niggle with how you collide with objects. It could just be because it's faster in regular motion. Damn, he went a long way. I'm gonna have to up brightness. YouTube darkens everything around here. So, following the railroad, naturally, this station's already been compromised. So they've kind of severed a really good link in the chain here. Right, the moment we go up here, we're going to have to face that turret, so let's do it in my style. I could just blow this up. You know, it would kill all of them, but... they have yet to notice me. Now, if we get on this turret, which I broke... Oh, if you get on that, it spawns a whole bunch of enemies. Oh, I feel bad that I fucked up here. Now, I didn't really think about the long-standing repercussions of that. Luckily, this here will still explode. We can move on. Let's use the older jumping. Get in our way, why don't you? Whoops. I think he was diving out the way of me. He was like, oh dear, Gordon barreling at us, wearing a bloody heavy metal suit. Not a heavy metal suit. Ah, Barnacle Death, there's heavy metal for you. Heavy metal sea shanty. And Gordon stops for a second, kills the barnacle, and eats his lunch. I think the jibs as well can get you to over 100 health. I'm going to test this right now on this here unwilling participant. Can't eat a spinal column. Yeah. There we go. Delish. Notice this is still on the older version of Half-Life 2 where, you know, the flashlight worked on the same battery as your oxygen. For reasons unknown to me, really. So yeah, on SMOD mode, barnacles and corpses are your sources of health. Gordon's pretty much forced into cannibalism.
Over here! Keep going, friend. That station was raided, but there's others up ahead.
She's going to start a new station right from this here concrete pipe. Oh dear, there you are. Don't turn around on me. We got a new weapon. I'm going to go out into the light where I can show it off. An MP40. Typically, those guys spawned earlier in the level. That's kind of random. That, well, like I said, it's random spawning. So the MP40, this is the first modded weapon we're going to see aside from the fists. First modded gun, rather. It's quite powerful. It's very accurate. And it really does draw that the Combine are basically space Nazis. They turn up. They saw the MP40 and like, ah, we know it's from the 1940s, but that has style. What the? There's two more in here. Oh well, stealth time. Oh dear. Well, I'll grab the ammo and I'll get running. I'll try, rather. There we go. I'm going to show something in here. I'm going to use the pistol, actually, to show this one off. Okay. These here barrels, they be scripted. They're also completely invincible to my bullets. I saw someone doing a speed run that I watched. He just went and chucked them all over to the side of the room. I don't want to be above it. And that, no matter where the barrels are, blows this open and I'm kind of stuck. That wasted a lot of health that I would have rather kept. Okay, and also we've got a gunfight coming up right now, so I'm just going to do a quick save, out of prudence. I'd rather he jumped down, but beggars can't be choosers. I'm just going to shoot you in the shin. Luckily his AI isn't so complicated that he won't. We did. Oh, but he came back. Slightly further away though, his smarts, he was kind of clever about it. Okay, so approach, came back clever. I died. Let's just quickly check everywhere around us. This mod does have a problem with the new randomly spawning enemies having very, very horrible enemy placement in regards to the fact they're often blindsided or just around corners where typically you wouldn't expect them. Okay, there we go. This is going a lot better than last time. Well, I'm not dead yet, so naturally an improvement. Luckily, for us, in terms of ragdolls, if you kick someone twice, they kind of pick up speed incrementally. Jesus, where are you going? He was the first Combine. Oh, didn't quite make it to space, you know, by Gordon's kick, but it's close. A few miles off. Let's go slowly and carefully. Because we're naturally surrounded by high walls, that means that in SMOD's logic, enemies could be anywhere. Oh dear, another MP40 wielding. We are going to get the normal Half-Life 2 SMG in this chapter. What are you doing? You're just taking the piss out of the fact that I can't aim. This is the most embarrassing gunfight for both of us. Okay, there we go. So MP40, very powerful, deadly accurate. Ambush. If you kick, it's kind of weird to explain this. If you kick a Combine before they land on the floor, out the way. If you kick a Combine before they land on the floor, they kind of go flying. You need to time it. If they hit the floor, then their ragdoll becomes kind of mundane. So I'm going to use you for all your worth. Waste of bullets, you know. A veritable feast is coming up, though. Barnacle bowling. A cooked meal. We're going to need all the health we can get. Playing on SMOD mode, this section can actually be quite funny. You know, using the high jump module. In fact, fuck it, let's do that. Let's cheat. Have our cake and eat it too. We're playing this, we're going to use it for all it's worth. Okay, there we are. Oh dear. Oh dear. You don't interact too well. Gordon doesn't play nice with those kind of physics objects. In fact, you know what else I don't play well with? That. Oh, that was terrible. It's like, oh, it'd be great. I'll use the long jump module. We'll go flying over this level. Oh, a new weapon. I'm going to change this back because I did everything wrong. Use that new weapon once we're over here. Actually, it's a good thing I didn't skip it accidentally because... I mean, it's a good thing we didn't skip it intentionally. Because I get this.